Alright, so we'll try to continue where we left off. She types, small smile. I am a mother of 4, not a cow. Fuck him. I type, no, I'm not into dudes. Plus, he's fertile. I don't want to get pregnant. Jokes aside, you are a good mother. She typed, well, I'm going to jail. He's turning me in for having weed around my kids. I can't go without, or I can go without, he's the one who can't. I typed, I quit when I lived with Brandon, when I lived with Jamie, when I went to Virginia, and now. I never was a heavy smoker. It is sad that he would rather put your kids in the system than be a dad. That's fucked. I am going to send you a true story. It doesn't have any names, but I want you to read it. It is about a woman I know in Boulder. And the story is called You Were a Good Mother. You love your kids more than anyone else. When some mothers hear their daughters say, Dad touched me wrong, they shrug it off and blame their kid or pretend they're wrong, but not you. You kicked him out. Or, sorry, I got one of those words wrong. It says, or pretend they're lying, but not you. You kicked him out. That's what a good mother does. He takes all the money out of your account and you can't cover the bills on just your income, so you try to get help. It costs time and gas, but you were a good mom. And you were trying your best and hoping that gas and time wasn't wasted because you can't get it back. Your best friend is too broke to help, but you call her to ask for advice. She says for your own safety and your kids' safety, you should turn them in. You are a good mother. You love your kids, so you turn them in. You are scared to and scared not to. But when you do, the cops treat you like crap for not turning him in sooner, not caring that your fears are legit. They get him, and you are told that despite the fact that you cannot afford rent, you make too much to get assistance, and your acquaintances tell you you should move somewhere cheaper. You don't want to lose your kids, so you do the math. $1,600 a month to stay where you are, but there is a place for $1,100 next town over. You need $2,200 for first and last month's rent and $1,100 for deposit, plus $250 for a moving van. So their great idea is to spend $3,550 to move, uprooting your kids in school and far away from work. You are frustrated and just need to come up with $400 by Monday. You got $1,200 already. Then your car breaks and insurance is up and you lose it all. You are homeless. You are a good mom and you cry when they come get your kids. You tell them mom is going to fix it. It's temporary. You are a good mom and you keep your word, almost. You have to travel on foot. None of your friends or family are close enough to help or have room in their house, or they don't want to get evicted because you aren't on the lease. You go to the shelter, stand in line for 2 hours, and because it's your first day, they let you in first. They put your stuff in the lockers, watched by the staff, and try to get your bearings. It's different. It smells. People act weird or look weird. You see a lady and your ex used you see a lady you and your ex used to laugh at while driving past. She introduces herself. You are grateful she spoke to you. You are scared, and somehow this lady who is a joke to you is the best friend you have because her face is familiar. Because her face is familiar already, and she spoke kind words to you. You are a good mom. Your kids come first. In the morning, you'll go to the pawn shop and sell everything in your purse. You already pawned your wedding ring. You can't sleep, too loud, and in the morning you find that the stuff you were going to pawn is not in the locker. Your purse is there, but not what was in it. You needed those things. You were so mad, your kids need you. So you get mad, but remain calm as you can. You talk to the lady at the desk. She refuses to get her supervisor. You call the police. They show up and they tell you you can't go back to the shelter. They give you a ticket for disturbing the peace. You were a good mom. Why is this happening to you? You are now busy with 4 court dates. Your ex was bailed out and lives with his mom. He is fighting the charges and your kids are scared and just want to go home. Why hasn't mom got us yet? Your boss has to let you go. You miss too much work and you rarely sleep, so your work performance is showing it. You are heartbroken. You are a good mom. Your kids need you. You push through it for them. Your ex gets a lawyer. He is fighting for custody. He gets to use your homelessness and the charges you got at the homeless shelter against you. Says you quit your job and neglected your kids. Got them taken by social services. You try to speak up, but the judge won't listen. You are irrational in his mind because of the homeless shelter crap. You have a continuance and are still homeless. You are outside. It's cold. You have no place to go. But you finally fall asleep, the only place you can, outside. In the morning, you wake up to a flashlight shining in your face, asking for identification. You are fed up, and you tell them what you are going through. They start talking at you. You keep your calm and get a ticket for trespassing on public land. You are confused. How can it be trespassing? Now your ex gets to play like you were breaking and entering, and although it's not the case, you still gotta go to your court dates, still gotta sleep outside, still gotta do 60 hours of community service and pay over $400 in fines for getting busted sleeping homeless just once. You love your kids so much and are jumping through so many hoops in so many directions while exhausted and tired and hurting emotionally and physically. Your kids decide they miss you too much. They think if they say they lied about Dad, they will get to be with you again. They think it's their fault for speaking out. They love you, so they tell the cops it was a lie. You loved your kids so much and gave up everything trying to keep them through other people's assumptions. You can't pay the ticket. People end up telling you to get a job, and you were trying. But the appointments in courts and other obligations take so much of your time. You can't pay the fine, and you get arrested. You have court in 2 days for custody, and you are in jail. You hope for a PR bond, but you don't get it because you didn't complete the community service. You were a good mom. You did nothing wrong. Your ex goes to court, says you lied about him touching your kids, says you won't get a job, and you hang out with homeless people and keep that you hang out with homeless people and keep getting into trouble with the police, and you aren't complying with court orders like paying fines and community service. Says you were in and out of jail, are irresponsible, and had your kids taken because you were abusive and manipulative. He gets custody. Your kids go to live with their dad. He gets a protection order to keep you from seeing your kids. He tells them you are on drugs. You don't want them. That you chose homelessness and don't love them. He tells them you abandoned them and made no effort to try to get them back, and you, feeling hopeless, try to kill yourself. You are now mentally ill. Your kids are in high school now. They tell only their closest friends about you, but not nice things. Things they whisper. My mom lives in a mental institution, but you don't. You went to one years ago when overwhelmed, and you were released after 3 days. You were back out on the streets, trying to get up and out, enduring rapes, beatings, theft, the weather, hoping to get on the housing list, hoping to get assistance, walking miles just to find a maybe safe place to sleep, while the man who touched your kids gets to raise them. You have to pee one night. It's cold. The public restrooms are locked. Businesses won't let you use their bathroom, and you pee outside behind a dumpster. The cops are hunting for hobos to ticket and see you. And next thing you know, you were getting a public exposure ticket like you were trying to flash kids on a playground. The college kid you saw them bust last week only got a urinating in public. What the fuck? Now you, a wonderful mom, who keeps fucking trying for the kids you love more than anyone else in the whole world, are charged with a sex crime, while the man who touched your kids got away. God bless America, right? Mind your business, right? Keep your mouth shut, right? We have only one life to change this. One. Amy typed, "Oh my God, this is a horribly sad story." I typed, "Yours is sad too. But you have help where she didn't. You are both absolutely wonderful mothers. I won't tell you that what her daughters went through in the system. It made getting touched by Dad not seem so bad." She typed, "My daughter screamed that out once about Andrew. Of course he denied it, but her and Andrew both lie a lot, so I don't know what to believe on that one." You always believe your fucking daughter. You always investigate that shit, especially when the man's a meth head and you fucking know it. Jesus Christ, Amy. It says, "Oh God, that is so fucked up. I mean, I'm not judging you, but I remember her hinting that she wanted to tell on someone for that. You said you thought it was her real dad, because she hadn't said who yet. A lot of the women I know who were touched as kids hate their moms more than they hate the men who touched them, because it takes a lot of guts and a lot of psyching yourself up in order to speak up and out. And when they finally do, what the hell? When they finally do, to have nothing happen. That's why most of the girls I grew up with were cutters. Others became violent. Some became, well, things I don't want to scare you with. I ain't judging you. It's hard to know the right thing to do, or who is right, but I wanted to let you know what goes through a young woman's head in that scenario." She typed, "It was proven someone touched her at 14 months old. No clue by who." I typed, "I know that at the time I was talking a lot to both of you about those abused in that way and how Natalie was too scared to come forward. I remember it was shortly after that when she said something, and that was just before he had that breakdown and was going to leave you over my car." Maybe she heard me and decided to make up a story, but maybe Andrew didn't want me there because it was empowering her to speak out. Most of the women I know who hate their moms, it's because their moms didn't believe them when they were touched, and they never trusted their moms again. She typed, "Yeah, I don't know what to do. Andrew never seemed like the type of person to do that." Actually, he does. I typed, "Well, I wasn't there for what happened, and she never told me who it was, so it's up to you to do whatever it is you think is right, although I think not turning him in might be against the law, too. I know that when I turned in my predators, I wasn't treated well, but I'm not a single mom. I believe how it's supposed to work on paper, not that it works and that way in reality. But I think it's up to her. If she decides to press charges later, you can be in trouble for not saying anything to the cops. But if you turn him in and she doesn't want to bring it up because it didn't work out the first time, you can get in trouble for turning him in without her willingness to speak up. Although in reality, it doesn't usually work out so cut and dry. There's a YouTube video that tells the behavioral changes in children who have gone through it, trying to find it. If you watch it, it might help you decide, or you can ask your daughter what she wants to do and try to support her. Again, not judging or telling you what to do, just trying to get you useful info instead of opinions. Having internet issues. She types, so I'm being harassed by a fucking cop now. Same cop that popped me for weed pulled me over again this morning for no plates. I have 45 days to plate my truck. He saw my truck and was running and parked across the street and waited for me to leave to take the kids to school, then pulled my ass over again. Fucking little bitch ass cop. I typed, yep, funny fuckers, ain't they? Odd sense of humor. Not one I like. She typed, he thinks because he caught me with weed once, I'm dumb enough to get caught again. He's wrong. I typed, I want to drive my Jeep off a cliff. She typed, don't do that, it would hurt. I typed, depends on the cliff. I'm about 4 hours from Bozeman. She typed, why are you in Montana? I typed, because the road between Washington and Wyoming goes through Montana. She typed, oh. I typed, delivering the Jeep to a single mom in Colorado, but can't get to Colorado, so I'm meeting her in Wyoming. And that was Tabby, by the way. She typed, then what are you going to do? I typed, hopefully freeze to death. She typed, no. I typed, I needed help last year. Everyone was busy trying to make their meth head boyfriends and girlfriends happy. Most got rid of the abuse and got a hold of me, but I was already fucked by that point. Here I'm talking about Tabby too, because she finally got rid of Joshua Eichelberger, but that wasn't until after he'd already sold a bunch of my tools for methamphetamines and a bunch of other fucked up shit that happened there, and I had already left, you know. I typed, I needed family to care and to speak up, but none of them did. Apparently, Mom called the detective in Natalie's case to try to convince them I did it. They told her it wasn't me. She told my dad. Neither bothered to let me know until I want to say just a few weeks ago, but I don't know what it says. Apparently, I didn't take a picture of that part. People keep trying to give me help that fucks me because they think they know better than I do, except I am the one living it. She typed, if I could make it all go away, I fucking would in a heartbeat, but I'm not Wonder Woman. I typed, I know, it's not easy being a mom. That's why I always tried to help the moms out. She typed, I know, you were a good person, Sean. I don't give a fuck what other people think. I typed, thank you. I typed, I block Andrew. When he went from love you bud to calling me a lunatic, it showed me where his head is. She typed, yeah, he's back at my house. Got tired of him begging to come home. I want the man he was. I hate who he is now. I typed, if it makes you feel better, I hate who I had to become to protect those I love. She typed, Andrew used to be the man of my dreams, now it's more of a nightmare. I typed, that's exactly how it was with Jamie, except she wasn't the woman of my dreams until she wove lies I wanted to believe. She typed, I was warned to stay away from her when I first moved to Chapel. A lot of people were, actually. Jamie's always been manipulative. It's just the way life goes. I typed, she was the third person I met when I moved there. I was 15, she was 9. Amy typed, I moved to Chapel in 2011, so I was 24. I typed, every meth head I know has someone in their life working way too hard to keep them around. I should have been a meth head. She typed, no, meth heads are horrible. I typed, yep, so horrible that over half the women I know had kids with them. She typed, I'm one of those idiots. I typed the other half, most got together with assholes when drunk, not many options anymore. She typed Andrew was a sweetheart and then one day he wasn't. I typed that was Jamie on me, she does meth too. It's why I wouldn't fuck her. That and when I told her who my bullies were, she let them all fuck her. Then Nova, it says Nova, but I'm talking about Nova Wilmuth, had a crush on someone. First thing Jamie did was have sex with them. And by the way, that really fucked my head up and made me feel really bad for Nova. I typed, I'd ask you to call me, but I know you're a busy mom. I hope you catch a break. She typed, I let Andrew come back home. Not sure for how long. Not seeing any effort to get a job. I typed, he's the babysitter, I take it. She typed, I guess. I gave in to the begging and whining. I typed, I hope he is trying to get clean, but his track record of hiding it will and blaming others will get you in trouble if he can't stop. Of everyone in my family, you are the one I am closest to. It's odd because I have known you the least amount of time. She typed, I don't turn my back on people. I am loyal always. I'm not like every other backstabbing motherfucker out there. I was raised better than that. Well, you did stab me in the back over your husband and his meth use, though. That's very important to note, Amy. I typed, I wasn't raised better than that, but I did choose to be better. I had to be underhanded to keep people safe from predators, and I hate it, but saving lives is more important than breathing to me. She typed, and for that you were a good person, Sean. You care about others more than yourself. I typed, is that why I'm a lunatic? LOL. She typed, I don't think you are. I typed, me either. Just overwhelmed. She typed, life can get that way. I typed, indeed. She typed, I've been there for a while. Finally decided that I would save money if I kicked Andrew out just for him to sucker me into letting him come back a week later. I typed, I have a ton of anxiety. I am sure you understand. She typed, I do. My anxiety is getting harder for me to control, but I keep trying. Andrew knows how to set me off and seems to enjoy doing so. See, that's something I completely understand, Amy. Completely. I typed, yeah, I got two parents who do the same. She typed, yeah, your mom tried to lecture me about kicking Andrew out. I told her to take a look at her own messed up life before telling me what to do with mine. I typed, yay, she's more like Andrew than you might imagine. She's a lot smarter, though. Too bad all her brains went to manipulation. McDonald's closes in a couple of minutes, so I gotta log off. I will turn my phone on when I get to the Jeep, though. She typed, okay. I typed, in my Jeep. She typed, I'm headed to bed. Talk to you later. Stay safe and hopefully warm. I typed, yes, ma'am. And then I typed, I cut my dad off this morning. I figured I would try one last time to get him to listen. He talked over me for the last time. She typed, that sucks. I typed, fuck it. I have 4 family members on Facebook. In 20 minutes, you will be the only one. She typed, damn. Wish there was something I could do for you. I typed, there is a lady in Colorado who is helping me. She wants me to talk to her every day. That should help. You have 4 kids. Okay, 5 in the house. I don't expect you to... And by the way, I was talking about Mandy Hughes. I don't expect you to have time, and I can't forgive you because you didn't do me wrong. She typed, okay. I try to help out when and where I can. I typed, thank you, Amy. And that's the thing, is that even though she did fucked up shit, and her husband did fucked up shit, I forgave them. I let it go. That doesn't mean that the situation didn't happen. Now, as far as all the shit that I've gone through, I mean, it's not that people weren't willing to help me. It's that they just simply didn't keep their word. And a lot of them were busy protecting, like her, with her husband being a meth addict and her doing cocaine and all of this shit with their kids. And the fact that, her family support is different than Andrew's family support. I mean, Andrew's dad will do quite a bit for Andrew, even knowing the fucked up shit that Andrew's been doing. He'll even pretend that his son wouldn't do such a thing, but obviously they were. Now, there's more to it that came after that, because she later got a hold of me, and this is after I changed from this computer and that other computer and started using the computer that eventually got stolen in Washington State. So there's even more that goes along with all this, but that's because Andrew was put on suicide watch, and Amy wanted to call me up and blame me for it. How dare you, this and that and the other. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I haven't been associating with either one of you for months. I was done with you guys and your fucking bullshit. But I don't have that phone anymore, and I obviously don't have that computer anymore either. So it might be in my Windows 10 thing on the side here, in pictures. I can probably scroll through it and try to find it. But, I mean, the bulk of the story is here, and that's better than nothing.